All right, welcome back, my dear student. So on this new section here, we're gonna be we're gonna start refactoring. And for those of you that don't know what refactoring is when we grab complex code, very complex code, or a long code from our HTML. And I'm gonna show you in a minute. We have a lot of code in this index.php. So we grab all this code and we make it into a function. We make it even smaller pieces, and even with the same functionality or even with better functionality. So let's inspect this index that we have in admin, which is crazy with a lot of code, a lot of PHP. As you can see, we have a lot of queries here for each of these individual boxes. And these queries are basically the same thing, right? What they're doing is they're returning the count of the record in the database, right? Of the table records. They're doing the same thing. We can create a function that would take some parameters and return the count of that specific table. Look at all this here. So let's start working on it real quick. And let me show you how we're going to do this. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to grab all this code out of here. All right, I'm going to command exit or control exit. Go to functions.php. And remember, we are in the index.php of admin. All right. So let's go to functions, and right below this unapproved function or whatever function you got there, we're going to create another function. And we can call this function record count. All right. There we go. And let's just paste our code in there. Oops. All right. We're going to take a parameter. It's going to be the table name. That's all we need, because that's what we got here. All right. And then we'll put the variable here like this. Now we go back here. We have a couple things that we got to take out. If I can find where I was, that would be nice. There we go. All right, let's just take this. We're gonna need this variable in a minute, but let's just take that other piece, paste it there, and name it result. And we can even use the function confirm query to make sure that our result goes through. And if it doesn't go through, it's gonna give us some type of error that we can check. And then here, all we have to do is return it. All right, we're gonna return result like this. And there is, you can even make this smaller if you want, and you can put stuff inside functions, and make it like that. But I'm just doing it like this so that it's very clear to you on what we're doing. All right, very simple. So we can return this whole thing if we wanted to, and you don't even need this function. All right, you can just return and save yourself a lot of lines of code like that. And we can even go further, but I wanted to make it like this so that way you know exactly what we're doing. So we save it, and then we grab this and paste it right here. And now we are searching for the row count in the post table. All right, we can grab all this if we wanted to. Take all this PHP out of here like this. All right, open another PHP tag in here and echo it out like this. All right, or we can echo out the whole thing. We need this post count down here, so that's why we're going to keep the variable. We need it all the way down here somewhere. All right, we're using it right here, so we're going to keep it. All right, so we're going to save it, and then if we go back to our oops, I think I have an error somewhere on line 228 in functions. Let's just check real quick. There we go. Save it. Come back here, refresh. Oh, another thing that we make sure that you have is your global connection, all right? Because we are using the connection right here, the database connection. Save it. Let's see if we are good to go now. All right, so it looks like it's working. We have number 8, and if we wanted to search, let's say, the comments table, let's go back to index. We can say comments right here like this. Save it. Make sure you save your file. Come back here and save it and refresh, and look at that, it changed to 1. So we are able to to check for each individual table that we want. We want function. That's really cool stuff, right? We don't have to repeat ourselves so much. So now we can come here and paste that code in there. Let's just make this smaller. All right, this is the comment. Let's update this to post. Let's do the same thing for, this is the users. All right, so I'm basically doing the same thing on all of them. We're just changing the table name. This is categories. All right, categories like this. Save it, come back here and refresh. And the last one there is, we're missing an S there. There we go. All right, it's breaking our code, and the reason why it's breaking it is because those variables that I was talking about, all right, we're missing those variables. So make sure that you have those variables, and I have to go back here real quick and know what a variable that, this is category count. So they're all going to be comment count, category count, and all that. All right, so make sure you have those variables here, that you change this. This is category count. Is it? This is category count. There we go, like that. And the last one is categories. All right, so don't make the same mistake I just made. And this is the users. So user count. So we got, and comment count. Save it. Let's see if this one is users count. My editor helps me out. Yeah, because I already have the same variable all the way in the bottom, so that's why my editor is auto completing the stuff for me. So refresh, and now you can see that it works 100%. All right, beautiful. So there you have it. We refactor a lot of stuff, and the next thing I guess would be to refactor this here. So we're gonna go to the next lecture and work with that a little bit, because I think this is a lot of code here and we don't need it. All right. Another thing is, make sure that you comment your code, all right, and explain what you're doing, because you might come back in a couple months and not know what the heck you did on this line right here. So I don't comment my code because it would take me twice as much to complete the lectures, and this course is very long. So just comment your code and you're good to go. All right. Of course, I just wanted to show you that, but we created this function here, so you want to start commenting your code. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture. All right, have fun.